Today, I'm speaking with Miss Rivka Rosenberg. Rivka is an e-learning, foreign language, and online marketing specialist with over a decade of experience in instructional design. She has lived and worked across 3 continents and is an international educator and advocate. Welcome, Rivka. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Of course. What inspired you to get into e-learning and instructional design?
First of all, my background is education, and my motto in teaching is having fun. And basically, what inspired me was the courses in language learning that I took at Washington University in St. Louis, and my professors that used a lot of technology. And I was a beginner French student, and they brought me into to a very high level using a lot of technology and different activities, and really made it fun and exciting. The courses that were, college courses, sometimes they can be boring, but they were very, very inspirational. And I always wanted to emulate my professors at WashU to teach like they did. And that's really, I always look at different ways to make my courses fun and engaging. And I think, technology is there, so why not use it? And yeah, that's my motto: fun and learning.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, you definitely need to have fun.
Yep.
So what's a typical day look like for you?
First of all, I'm mostly a freelancer. I also teach in a teacher's college, but that's not freelancing. But with instructional design, I'm mostly a freelancer. And so I start off by really studying the population. Who am I delivering the course? Or the last course that I worked on was Holocaust education at Yeshiva University in New York. And I really developed the course from A to Z. And I studied the population, I know the students, and also the teachers the professors who took part of this course. And that's number one. And then, I go from there, and I look at the goals of the course, basically, and I start thinking of ways how to deliver their material in engaging 21st century methods of teaching, to really make it alive, using the technology. And so that's my e-learning part of the day, creating courses like that, and obviously also researching the different LMSs that there are, and different technology that the institution or university has. So that's the e-learning. And my second part of the day is really teaching at the Teachers College and training teachers on in English, and using virtual reality for language teaching, and also entrepreneurship education, basically how to teach children entrepreneurship. So that's 2 parts of my day, and late at night or early in the morning, if you want. I don't know what to call it, because I don't sleep that much, but I also create lessons, like curriculum development on a virtual reality platform for a chain of schools in Australia. So the virtual reality platform is called Virbela, and it's basically the courses on Judaism and Zionism, and a little bit of Hebrew also. So that's the curriculum development I do for Australia on virtual reality.
Oh, wow. That is so
Parts of the day.
That's awesome. Yeah, virtual reality is growing.
Yeah, definitely. And Virbela is phenomenal. And I definitely recommend. Some of it is free, and some of it, obviously, you can take a look at it. It really boomed thanks or due to COVID-19.
Right. Yeah, I got to check that out. I'm sure a lot of the listeners do as well.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
It has a lot of potential also, of course, for education. And
okay. Great. Yeah, I'll look into that. How has your time as part of the World Environmental Solutions team impacted your approach to instructional design?
So World Environmental Solutions, I'm part of the group. It's basically it's a business that my partners are all over all over the world. The business is a process for cattle feed that reduces 70% of methane emissions. And also it's a fiber-rich diet for cattle. So it has got nothing to do with education, but it does really, because educating people on how to use our process. And we have partners from all over the world that I actually found them on LinkedIn and on Instagram. $0 for marketing, and really basically LinkedIn and Instagram. Thanks to those two platforms, I found our partners. And they sign with us an agreement. We teach them, that's the part of the teaching. We teach them how to use the process for their cattle, whoever has cattle. And the process is obviously a green process, reduces methane. And that's basically the education part that we educate them. And then we take, obviously, because we're a business, we take a small percentage of their profit. So it's really I've done the only marketing that I've ever learned was from my own just YouTube and following Dragon's Den in Canada. I lived in Canada, and reading books on marketing. But I think that people today should take advantage of really the platforms, social media. Of course, I'm a #1 advocate for LinkedIn, and of course Instagram, and that's how we found our partners. And yeah, it's not really education per se, but it is education, teaching people how to become more environmentally conscious. So
Oh, right. Yeah. And that is real. I think that's really interesting what you do. I know that it's not really related, but I really love that idea.
it's
And
not
I'm
related, but it is related. So
right,
it's
right. Yeah,
taking
exactly. I
problems
mean,
and solving them, really, and taking problems, solving them through education. So, or inspiring people to change, to change their set of minds or
right.
the way they do things.
Yeah. And it's definitely necessary. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I didn't even have this listed as a question, but you were mentioning about being on social media and LinkedIn. And I did notice that you have a lot of followers on LinkedIn as
Yeah.
well. And
I've been
what,
on LinkedIn for a long time, so
yeah, okay.
yeah.
But
So
you must be really active. And I know that's a big thing that is, like you were saying, social media and platforms is, I feel like networking is going to be more and more
exactly, yeah, like they're powerful. And I think one day I think CVs and cover letters are going to disappear, and people are going to actually talk to you and learn who you are, and talk to you maybe several times, and then hire you, but not like they do today, a few minutes and then bye bye. Like, we'll call
yeah.
you soon. You know how that's how the hiring usually the process. It's not from one piece of page. And I think LinkedIn is an amazing platform, and it's really it makes the world a little village, because everyone you can connect. It's not Facebook. It's very professional, and
Right.
it's really, you put in the keywords that interest you, and people from all over the world are connected. It's incredible. I teach LinkedIn and at the Teachers
Okay.
College, and I also create people. I also create when I have time. I help people develop their LinkedIn profiles, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
very important. I think it's a wonderful tool, LinkedIn.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that a lot of my followers have is they're still stuck in that mindset of thinking you need to have resumes and things.
Yeah.
And
I'm
yeah,
not I always had difficulty putting all the things I do on one piece of paper, and
right.
I think LinkedIn is amazing. Okay, sometimes the endorsements are a little bit funny, but it shows that that some people know you. Most people don't know you, but they see what you do, or they have some kind of interaction with you, and they endorse your work, and it leads to a lot of met so many people around the globe. It's very,
Right.
I love LinkedIn. Yeah.
So you're on LinkedIn a lot then.
Yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
lot different. Yeah. We
right.
also for World Environmental Solutions, also for my own interests. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what you have to be doing is
yeah.
all day long. That's what
Yeah.
I've learned. Yeah,
During
that's
COVID-19, the chain of schools in Australia, I met them through LinkedIn, and the job I got through LinkedIn actually. So I've never met them. I live in Israel, and they live in Australia. It's not a hop away, and so I've been working with them. And the only way we've met is we've met through LinkedIn, and then of course Zoom, and then Virbella, and that's it. Like we're
that's awesome. I know. I want to keep talking about LinkedIn. It's
yeah.
really
I can give a session on that too.
yeah. I mean, I'd love to have you back another time.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, let me see. What is the number one habit that you've developed that has contributed to your success?
I think time management. I'm very sometimes it stresses me out that I have to, but it gives me also more time that, let's say I have a deadline for a project in instructional design, and so I always hand it in early so I have time to correct what I need to correct or revise or edit. So I think time management, it can cause stress because I'm very careful with the time, but it also gives me more time leeway to correct what I need to correct. So
That is great. I
uh,
love that. How do you manage your time? I am the worst.
yeah. So very little sleep, number one. A few cups of coffee, and the thing,
That was a broad question.
yeah. So I basically start the day with the e-learning projects or the translation projects, and then in the evening is the teachers college, and at night on the weekend is Australia, which is opposite of the times from Israel. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I'm not a good example for sleep habits.
I mean, that's awesome though. You stay active and you're doing what you love. I love it. I think it's
It's
great.
called coffee.
Great. Okay, can you share any tips or advice for new instructional designers just starting out in the field?
I think the biggest tip from this session today is LinkedIn. Really connecting to people and following. I've been following people on that are instructional designers all over the world, and without that, I would be, narrow-minded in my own environment with a few people that I know. But LinkedIn really. I just randomly connect to, I put in e-learning or instructional design or curriculum development. I connect to people all around the globe, and I follow them, and I get tips from them, and they share, the articles, they share what they do. And sometimes if let's say they they do some kind of interesting activity in their own environment, I ask them if I can join or observe somehow. So I think that really, connecting to people around the world, that's my best advice for everyone, and really to learn from whoever you can learn, and not just from books and and YouTube.
Right? Yeah, I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Okay. What are some of the common challenges you face when designing online courses, and how do you overcome them?
So sometimes I know, like in Israel, it's academia is very uses only Moodle, and that's very, very constrained, very old-fashioned. It's very constrained, or H5P. It's very like there's not a lot you can do with those archaic environments. So I think that if institutions are willing to invest a little bit in their, in their LMSs, for example, like Panopto. I used it once with a course that I developed with a university here in Israel. It's called Bar Ilan University, and a hospital that's called Sheba Hospital. And the LMS they use is Panopto, which is very, very advanced. Let's say you upload a course, and someone says, I don't know, diabetes, for example, in the course, and it finds right away all the videos and all the presentations that the word diabetes appears. So it's very advanced, and it's
Wow.
incredible. Unlike Moodle, that I understand why universities use it and colleges here, because it's it's free. So but I think that you should invest a little bit in these platforms, and Zoom is not e-learning, and Moodle is not e-learning. We should really take it a step further. Okay, I'm not talking about Verbella, which costs a lot of money, but platforms that are more advanced.
I agree. Yeah, when I was in college, we used Canvas.
Yeah.
And it was because it was free.
I also used it. Yeah, I also
Yeah.
at Université Laval, where I went to school in Quebec City. It's also, they said they use that, and it's free, so they use it. But like, why not invest a little bit and have more engaging, open it up for the world. E-learning is really connecting the world. You can invite guest speakers and people from, just the other day I was a guest speaker at Laval University. Some professor invited me to speak at his course, and really inviting, and he created a whole course from different professors and scholars from around the world talking in his course. So that's amazing that this is what technology can do, really create one village out of
I know, it's so cool. Okay, I still have like 7. Where are we at? Okay.
7 questions. Ooh, that's a lot.
Well, I wrote out 15 just to be, I know, and my VA helped me too, but I'm trying to see which ones. Would you want to talk about? One of them is, can you share your experience interacting with children about responsible citizenship and environmental stewardship?
So I've taught children. I've not really taught. I haven't really taught children about climate change, but I always focus on. I mean, my role as a teacher, when I was a teacher in elementary school, was really teaching languages, French or English or Hebrew. So but I do use a lot. I do love using art, and let's say I taught at a Montessori school, and it was close to like a forest in St. Louis. So I took the kids out, and we really studied outside. So really, that's I think that's very important to study in nature. And I think we forget that sometimes. We're all, especially me, connected and glued to the screens. But you should take children out, and you should take yourself out first and breathe fresh air. And that's very, very important. So with my language teaching, it's was always art and music and nature, and using let's say rocks and stones and leaves for different art activities to teach language.
That's so cool. I love it. I know one of my New Year's resolutions this year was to make sure I'm outside at least 30 minutes a day. I mean,
very important.
Yeah, it's pretty sad that I had to make the resolution.
Sometimes I don't make 30, but like I try.
Yeah, I just bring my computer and sit outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
here in
sometimes,
Israel
especially
it's
this
easy
time
because
of
it's
year.
always nice weather, but sometimes I get stuck with my
Right,
my
I know. I'm in Florida, so
oh,
usually it's nice, but
yeah, so it's like here.
sometimes it's not. Let's see. Okay, the videos are supposed to only be 7 to 15 minutes, so I'm going to have to edit this out. But I really enjoy talking with you. And
Me too. It was fun. We should keep in touch.
I know, right? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You should come as a guest lecturer to my course in Tel Aviv, in the college.
Okay, sure.
Now I'm on semester break, but once the semester starts, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, let's keep in touch. Okay, great.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, let me ask you one more. Okay, if you had to do it all over again, what would you change or do differently?
Nothing. I'm happy that I chose education as
Oh,
my field, and really, and I'm happy with the choices that I made to live in different countries and work with different people and different languages. And yeah, it's just an asset. The more languages you know, the more cultures you know, and education is very important, especially today. Everything is
mm.
supposed to educate people. So eh, starting when they're very, very young till never giving up.
Yeah, and making it like, I love that you help
And
kids
fun, of
make it
course.
fun,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
so
fun
many
and
kids seem,
engaging. And I found that when I taught adults, let's say I taught at the Montreal Police when I lived in in Montreal, and they were like kids. They loved the games and they loved the moving around and all the activities that, that I used to do with kids. I did with them, obviously changing a
yeah,
little bit, but adults are like kids. So
yeah, they
don't
really
don't lose
are.
the love of games and the love of learning and the fun. That's very important as an educator.
Yeah, it is. Definitely. Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you
yeah.
so much. Okay, well, I'm very thankful for the opportunity to interview you today. Your story will be incredibly beneficial for new and aspiring instructional designers who are tuning in. You've
Thank you.
provided me with a, I'm sorry. You've provided me with a comprehensive overview of your role. Is there anything I've missed bringing up that I should have asked you about that I didn't before we finish up today?
No, I think we've covered everything, and I'm always here for questions. And you can put my email up, my telephone, I guess, on WhatsApp, and always here for questions, and LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Yeah, I'll put your
people can
LinkedIn.
contact me, or happy to connect with anyone.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate your
Sure.
time.
Thank you.
Mhm. I know.